You! Oh, it's your turn. So, as I implied last time, I thought I should start trying to catch up with some Disney princesses. By which I mean reviewing like a handful from the last 2 decades, because let's be honest, these 3 are write-offs. It's no wonder the good fairies started a princess school.
We're always looking for a few good princesses.
'Cause ours sucks. So, having said that, let's meet the princess who arguably reinvented the Disney princess brand for the modern age of CG.
This is the story of how I died.
Never mind. Let's meet this guy.
Well, don't worry, this is actually a very fun story, and the truth is, it isn't even mine.
Then why are you narrating? You know, I have no problem with introductory monologues. Some of my favorite movies start with those, but they were the actual main characters.
My name is Miguel.
This is me. This is Burke.
This is bullshit. Never fear, everyone. Jokey Man Voice is here to hold our hand through the trauma of watching a female protagonist. You don't have to empathize with her directly if you don't want to. Or even if you do want to. Now, Jokey Man Voice becomes Soft Man Voice to explain how our protagonist inadvertently became a magical godchild.
And the queen, well, she was about to have a baby, but she got sick.
So, the royal family sets out looking for a magic healing flower, but apparently an old woman was already using it to keep herself young.
Bring back what once was mine. What once was mine.
All right, you get the gist. She sings to it, she turns young. Creepy, right?
Is it? I mean, it's not like she's resorting to human sacrifice or anything. If all you had to do was sing to a flower to stay young forever, I'm pretty sure anyone would do that.
She sings to it, she turns young. Creepy, right?
Ugh, 2 minutes in and Disney's creepy beauty standards are already out in full force. Oh my god, the horror. I'm sorry, if you can't be naturally beautiful, go die.
We found it!
The magic of the golden flower healed the queen.
What? What, you used the whole thing? The old woman uses it for hundreds of years and you polished it off in one sitting? You just wasted arguably the greatest medical miracle in history on one person.
A princess was born.
Okay, maybe 2. Did they not know you just had to sing to it? And wait a minute!
You see, instead of sharing the sun's gift, this woman, Mother Gothel, hoarded its healing power and used it to keep herself young.
Wow, way to share its power. Way not to hoard the flower to yourself. I feel like there's an unintended metaphor here about the wealthy abusing otherwise sustainable resources. I mean, yeah, the old woman didn't share, but can you blame her? Now no one gets to use it.
Flower, gleam and glow.
Oh, never mind. The magical healing power lives.
Make the clock
Inside the baby.
Gothel broke into the castle, stole the child, and just like that, gone. The kingdom searched and searched, but they could not find the princess.
Ah, yes. It's important to tell us how special she is before we meet her. That is quintessential to the well-cooked Disney princess. Otherwise, we might mistakenly assume that who she is as a person is more important than how special she is, and then everyone's just confused, children are crying, society as we know it implodes.
Why can't I go outside?
The outside world is a dangerous place, filled with horrible, selfish people. You must stay here, where you're safe.
Oh, interesting. So this is a sheltered child comes of age and steps out into the world story. That's actually awesome. You know, like Nemo or Quasimodo, like those characters have tons to work with. I mean, if you're a tiny fish with a bad fin, you have to worry about people using your disability against you to define your limits. If you're an abused hunchback, then you're up against the world's prejudice against anything different.
Each year on her birthday, the king and queen release thousands of lanterns into the sky.
And if you're an adorable lost princess, I guess you never know when a parade could jump out at you. But still, growing up for 18 years with a selfish, narcissistic mother keeping you inside your entire life, that's serious stuff. I mean, that's the kind of thing that can really take a toll on somebody. Ah! Jesus Christ!
Well, I guess Pascal's not hiding out here. Gotcha!
I feel like I've just been whipped in the eye with a towel drenched in Disney princess spunk. We've all been spunked.
22 for me. How about 23 out of 45?
Hang on. So the first thing we know about her, besides that she's a magical, long-lost healing princess, is that in a game of hide-and-seek with a chameleon, she still wins every time?
How about 23 out of 45?
Should I just give up now? So wait, if she's so spunky and high on life...
The outside world is a dangerous place.
...and not cowering in fear away from any and all windows, why is she still here? What could she possibly have been doing all this time?
Puzzles and darts and baking, pottery and ventriloquy, candle making. Then I'll stretch, maybe sketch, take a climb, sew a dress.
Oh, I feel sick. No, you know what? I'm sorry. No. No to just all of this. I mean, yeah, it looks fun. It does. But for 18 years, no one is that keen to do the same shit in the same place every day for 18 years. No. And specifically no to her face. That face she's making. Her crazy trying too hard to convince us that she's having fun, hyper-focused, overly keen look of raw, otherworldly spunk. Hello, babe. So either Gothel has brainwashed her into an obsessive, robotic, smiley stupor of obedience, which would kind of make sense given the context, or she's a sociopath. Like, I don't know what's in that box, but I'm pretty sure its family is looking for it. I'm gonna smear you on the wall. Anyways, we were singing.
7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Sweep till the floor's all clean. Polish and wax, do laundry and mop and shine up. Sweep again, and by then it's like 7:15.
Wait, stop. You know, sometimes I just can't, Disney. I just can't. Chores do not take 15 minutes. If they did, it wouldn't be a chore. And why are you sweeping twice? She's so impossibly fast at chores she has time to be redundant? There's kind of a creepy, desperate stench of overkill to all this.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
Yeah, take that, abused kidnapping victims of the world. Rapunzel had it way worse than you, and she's still perfect. What's your excuse? It's the Cinderella paradox, where fairy tale victims of lifelong abuse and sheltering are still conveniently perfect and adorable, optimistic and lovable, and not messed up in any way. The last thing we want is abuse victims showing signs. But don't worry, not only does she not have issues, not only has she retained her perfect princess personality, she's also a superhuman! See? Nothing to worry about. Locking girls away is fine. They're fine. Better even. Just look at how resourceful and productive and multi-talented she is. Yeah, but Disney, abduction is still bad, right? What? Yes, of course. Horrible, awful, just one of the worst plights. I mean, but isn't she great? I mean, what happened to her was, just the worst, but can't argue with the results.
Then I'll stretch, maybe sketch, take a climb, sew a dress, and I'll reread the books. If I have time to spare, I'll paint the walls some more. I'm sure there's room somewhere.
Okay, good. I'm starting to think she doesn't have a lower setting besides giddy and adorable. Gidorable. It's just too bad it's not about anything more interesting than, oh my god, I can't stay in this room another second unless there's crafts. Yeah, that better not be the reason she wants to leave.
And I'll keep wondering, when will my life begin?
I'm sorry, what? When will my life begin? Right, because what would a Disney princess be without vague, open-ended life goals the plot can just fill in for her?
I want adventure in the great wide somewhere.
I want to do something with my life. I just don't care what it is. Putting aside how unbelievably helpless that line makes you sound. Oh my god, what's wrong with my life? It won't start. I mean, do I have to do something? Are you kidding me? She's been sitting around baking and knitting, grinning ear to freaking ear, in full knowledge that she hasn't actually begun living yet. Why is she so happy about that? It's like they want her to be kidnapped, but also happy, but also bored and restless, but also happy. Oh yes, I suppose we could have the kidnapping victim be bored and restless through the whole song. Won't leave a lot of time for smiling, though, will it? Oh, because she finally decided to actually set herself a goal. Really? Wait, she's got a what? And a where? And a when? And a who? What's that? A princess with a plan? Belle? Yeah, that's right. You can take your adventure and shove it up your great white somewhere. Rapunzel's got details! Ha! One thing though, why is she asking when her life will begin if she already knows? When will my life begin? Well, tomorrow, because I've marked it down. Can't wait. I know it's really romantic. Oh, she's so vulnerable and yearning. Oh, will the plot come find me? You don't need open-ended plot yearning if she's actually got a plan. Like, either we're cheering for something to happen to her, or we're cheering for her to act. Pick one. You don't get both. So finally we are introduced to the old woman, Mother Gothel.
Welcome home, Mother.
Ah, Rapunzel. It looks absolutely exhausting, darling.
Oh, it's nothing.
Then I don't know why it takes so long. Oh, darling, I'm just teasing. I see a strong, confident, beautiful young lady. Oh, look, you're here too. I'm just teasing. Stop taking everything so seriously.
Gothel's characterization of manipulative mother is pretty spot on. She's only walked in the door and already managed 2 passive-aggressive put-downs on her daughter. She maintains her power in the relationship by casually stomping out any signs of confidence or achievement Rapunzel displays. It's constantly interrupting her, not really listening, dismissing and demeaning her when she tries to speak, and ultimately shuts her down with feigned affection.
You know how I feel about the mumming, blah, 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 blah. It's very annoying. I'm just teasing. You're adorable. I love you so much, darling.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the relationship between Quasimodo and Judge Frollo. Yeah, you know, except if Quasimodo were a magical, gorgeous, blonde member of the royal... Actually, never mind.
Well, I was hoping you would take me to see the floating lights. They appear every year on my birthday, Mother. Only on my birthday. And I can't help but feel like they're meant for me.
Oh, wow. Gag me. That is just... ugh, with a capital.
I need to see them, Mother, in person. I have to know what they are.
You know, I think I owe Belle an apology. At least wanting adventure or something interesting. They've just abandoned all pretense. She might as well have blurted out, you know, just in case I'm a princess or something. That was a wink. Yeah, you probably couldn't tell. Wink.
It's like every year the kingdom just celebrates me. And I need to see that.
Or you could want to leave for any number of character-driven coming-of-age, slightly less vomit-inducing reasons. Like freedom, happiness, curiosity, ambition, independence, or self-fulfillment. But no, why bother when we can just default to princess reasons? She's just special. She doesn't need a reason to go. She doesn't need purpose in her life. Her purpose is to be special. And the only problem I can see here is that she's special, just in the wrong place. I don't know, guys. You maybe think escaping her kidnapper and all that entails is a bit more important than finding out how special she is.
Want to go outside? Why, Rapunzel?
It's a scary world out there. Mother knows best. One way or another, something will go wrong, I swear. Ruffians, thugs, poison ivy, quicksand, cannibals and snakes, men with pointy teeth.
Now, Gothel's song explains how she's trained Rapunzel to fear the outside world while simultaneously undermining Rapunzel's sense of strength, self-worth, and competence.
Sloppy, underdressed, immature, clumsy, gullible, naive, ditzy, and a bit, well, vague.
I'm sorry, I'm really starting to wonder how Rapunzel ended up so chipper with constant put-downs like that.
Plus, I believe, getting kinda chubby, I'm just saying 'cause I love you.
How is is her self-esteem not just abysmal?
Rapunzel,
Yes?
don't ever ask to leave this tower again.
Yes, Mother.
I love you very much, dear.
I love you more.
There's just so much character-driven potential that could come out of this. It's just too bad we have that princess narrative undercutting everything. Next we catch up with Man Voice Guy, who turns out to be a thief named Flynn Rider. I'm sorry, a thief? This guy is a thief. Is he? That's a very tailored doublet you've got there. Nice try, Disney. That's clearly a prince, we can tell. So, definitely not a prince guy sneaks into Rapunzel's tower to hide from the guards, but she sneaks up behind him, knocks him out, and stashes him in her closet.
Okay, I've got a person in my closet. I've got a person in my closet!
Which gives her a moment of feeling accomplished and self-assured.
Too weak to handle myself out there, huh, Mother?
Like, maybe she can't stand on her own 2 feet. Maybe she can define and carve out her own. God damn it! Is this gonna be a regular thing? Every time she achieves a small personal victory against her overbearing mother, we get a princess update? Like, hooray, I might just be a smart, competent, capable, and fully functioning adult after all. Maybe everything my mother says about my being weak and gullible and naive and clumsy isn't true. Maybe I can make my way in this— oh, sparkly.
You think I'm not strong enough to handle myself out there.
Oh, darling, I know you're not strong enough to handle yourself out there.
Is it just me? Is this starting to feel a bit self-defeating? Why should we care whether or not she can handle herself in the real world? She's just gonna end up in a palace anyway where none of that will matter. The entire gamut of Gothel's influence, veiled insults, put-downs, and telling her she's worthless all ring pretty hollow if we already know how beloved, longed-for, and special she is. Her own movie can't help but undermine her own feelings, because apparently reminding us that she's going to be a princess is more important than however she feels about herself right now. You're telling us what she feels doesn't matter, because it isn't real. And we get to look forward to her finding that out at some point.
Too weak to handle myself out there, huh, Mother? Well, tell that to my frying pan.
That's really funny. And a bit on the nose. Hey! You can't develop self-confidence without referencing princesses! Kwong! I know, your head hurts. Have a tiara. Every time you guys bring out that crown, you are telling us that how special she is more important than her personal development.
We're done talking about this.
Trust me!
Rapunzel.
I know
Enough of the lights, Rapunzel! You are not leaving this tower! Ever! Oh, great. Now I'm the bad guy.
Oh, there's so much good stuff here. Rapunzel basically reformulates her entire plan to go see the lanterns inside of a few seconds. She realizes Gothel's never going to compromise, so she tricks her into a 3-day-long journey which will give Rapunzel enough time to finally strike out on her own and go visit her closet. What are you doing? Go already! Off you go! Jump to your freedom! I mean, no, don't just jump. I mean, use your hair and rappel down responsibly, but then be free! Begin your life already. You've been waiting for your life. Okay, now leave it there. Leave it exactly as it is, and go get your damn lanterns. No, she can't. Not without a chaperone. Haven't we gotten past girls needing adventure chaperones?
No, you can't come by yourself.
She's going to need a guide.
Why is this still a thing? Take a man. It's dangerous to go alone.
Who are you? And how did you find me?
Aha.
Oh yes, let's all gawk at her. Guys, the male gaze in this movie is already suffocating. You do not need any more gawking.
I know not who you are, nor how I came to find you, but may I just say, hi. How you doing? The name's Flynn Rider. How's your day going?
She's standing there over a bound and helpless victim, holding a weapon, and the film is still like, oh, you're so cute when you try to be serious. Keep going. It's so, we're totally listening.
All right, Blondie.
Rapunzel.
Gesundheit.
Why is any of this necessary? All of this condescension could have been avoided if she just left already. She could have had half a dozen real-world experiences by now. But no, we have to pause everything right after her big, decisive moment of setting the story in motion to objectify her and ridicule and demean her attempts at being taken seriously. All for what? So she can convince us that she needs a man for this. Great. Anyways, we were interrogating. I'm not even sorry.
So, what do you want with my hair? To cut it?
What?
Sell it?
Wait, I'm sorry, you do think he's a criminal? Then why are you keeping him around? And honestly, what were you gonna do if he did want your hair?
No!
Wait, you don't want my hair?
I like how they're playing this like she actually expected to catch him out.
You're telling the truth?
Yes.
Oh, great, perfect. So there's no need for that entire other plan that I definitely had.
You're telling the truth? I think he's telling the truth too.
Really? Well, it's a good thing she was never raised to doubt her own judgment by being told she's gullible and naive. That was lucky.
I know, I need someone to take me.
Why? Why do you need someone to take you? You've been wondering and wondering and wondering and wondering when your life will begin, and you're gonna stop and wait around on this idiot?
But what choice do I have?
Do I really have to spell this out? You could go on your own! Otherwise, why are we here? Why are we going through any of this? She should have no choice but to either stay home because she's scared, or face the dangers of the real world to get what she wants. That's it. That should be the only conflict here.
Well, I was hoping you would take me.
Don't ever ask again.
You take me to these lanterns.
No! The next step after Mother can't take me is facing the trauma and the anxiety of stepping away from the safety of Mother's care. The next step is not literally running in the direction of the nearest man that can take her place. I thought this was about her proving that she could handle herself out there. She's not learning to walk on her own. She's taking her crutch and exchanging it for, frankly, a better crutch. I mean, I really like this crutch. It basically serves its purpose. But I think what I really like is one with, like, one of those long, pointy, what are they called? Like a kickstand? Quasimodo didn't wait around for Esmeralda to hold his hand when he went outside for the first time. And I think we all can remember, here, Nemo, take the pebbles from the tube and clog the fan. Luckily, it's big enough for both of us. I'll go with you. No, for some reason, I don't know why, something to do with earning shit, probably, but they went on their own. Unless, I think you have characters, aren't I? Right, yeah, why would a princess need to earn anything? Doesn't make any sense. And never mind that this is all way out of character for her anyway.
The kingdom and I aren't exactly simpatico at the moment, so I won't be taking you anywhere.
Something brought you here, Flynn Rider. Call it what you will. Fate, destiny.
How does she know how to blackmail people?
You can tear this tower apart brick by brick, but without my help, you will never find your precious satchel.
How does she know how to play hardball? Have you not spent the last 20 minutes explaining all the ways in which she should not have these skills?
I take you to see the lanterns, bring you back home, and you'll give me back my satchel?
I promise.
I'm sorry. I thought I heard... No. No, you're not doing that. You're not. I swear to God.
And when I promise something, I never, ever break that promise.
Oh! Stop saying the word!
Oh, a promise in a princess movie. Fantastic. I'm sure we can look forward to doing something really stupid at our own expense.
I never, ever break that promise.
What do you mean you never break promises? Isn't she breaking all kinds of promises just by leaving the tower? What part of this could possibly not be promise breaking? Rapunzel just lied and deceived her mother. She has to be breaking every rule Gothel ever invented because she's talking to a stranger / ruffian / man. And I mean, surely, at some point, Gothel made her promise not to leave the tower, right? You've now drawn attention to how little sense that makes. Well done. That's quite the loophole you found yourself there, little Miss Moral Compass. I'm pretty much breaking all of Mother's rules, but it's okay. I would never break a promise. Because, you know, that must have been so hard for her living in one room, only ever talking to one person. Oh my God, you can totally trust me. I have kept every promise I've ever made. Like, brush my hair, do my chores, which is really hard, they take forever. You're basically asking us to hinge Rapunzel's morals on the hairline distinction between a promise,
I promise,
and this.
Don't ever ask to leave this tower again.
Yes, Mother.
And the difference would be...
And when I promise something, I never, ever break that promise.
Screw you, Disney. Rapunzel should be allowed to break rules and promises in order to get herself out of this situation. Her freedom and well-being should be more important than reassuring us that she's still a good girl. I don't care if she was abused and locked away in a dungeon of psychological torment her entire life. She has to behave herself. What do you think this is? She's a role model. Anyway, so they make the deal. And after a moment of apprehension, Rapunzel jumps out of the tower and immediately starts learning hard life lessons like stop before you hit the ground and OMG grass.
Just smell the grass, the dirt.
And dirt? I'm sorry. Dirt?
For like the first time ever, I'm completely free.
And for like the millionth time ever, girls having their minds blown by mundane, everyday shit. That's really what this is all about, isn't it? That's the whole point of this exercise. We don't care about Rapunzel overcoming things because they're hard or scary. We just care about jumping ahead to the part where she smiles again. The part where she frolics around like a sugar-spewing wood nymph. The part where she stands pigeon-toed in a creek like she's a mermaid learning how legs work. The part where she writhes on the grass. Or the sand. Really? Oh, the dirt.
I could go running and racing and dancing and chasing and leaping and bounding.
I mean, this is the payoff, isn't it? This is why we lock women away. Because it's so fun to watch them be let out. You know, like cows in the spring. They're floored by anything that moves. Look at them run and frolic. They're just so happy and easily impressed. It's adorable. And not condescending at all.
For like the first time ever, I'm completely free.
For like the first time ever? And you're supposed to be 18? I mean, Sophia can't even be 10. She acts less like a toddler than you do. I mean, you could argue Ariel is over-sexualized a lot of the time, but at least she still acted like a teenager. What are you? And where are your shoes?
Why would I need sensible footwear? I have optimism and a man.
That's when my life began.
Sorry, it's a lot. She hasn't accomplished anything yet. I can't help but think this sets a very low bar of achievement for this character. Oh my god, the princess learned to tie a double knot! Guys, tell the parade we need another lap. But worse than that, I can't shake the feeling like the whole reason we have the sheltered, locked away, raised in confinement plot is all so they could justify this. So they could justify how surreally perfect she is. Ew,
Oh, that is disgusting.
You know who actually believes that this equals this? Overprotective parents. Disney, you're trying to be better than your villains. Why is this so hard? This moment would work. I would buy into her apparent euphoria. If she were escaping from this, and you never showed us this, and if she did it alone. That would be a true escape. A genuinely earned moment of freedom. I mean, you notice how Flame weirdly vanishes from this sequence? He's still stuck to the tower, I guess, because he's not around. Probably because his presence undercuts the very idea of freedom and independence that they're going for. Well, there you go. Review done. Verdict in. I'm done here.
Poor little rich girl, you're a bewitched.
I wish.